Hello, 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 everybody, and we are here once again at the EUROBOWL 2025 Hungary national team interview. We will be interviewing today the captain of the Lithuanian team, Fuel. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself.
Hello, people. Nice to be back. My name is Algirdas, but you can call me Fuel. Way easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, glad to have you back. This is your second EuroBowl going. Last EuroBowl was the first one, and I was happy to have you then as well. Um, just a little bit of a recap. We did talk about your personal sort of history, like in that one as well. But just to give people a little bit of who you are and like what your Blood Bowl background is. So.
Yeah, sure, perfect. I started to play Blood Bowl about, I would say, 15 years ago.
Hmm.
When I was about 18 or 19, something like that. I had a small break for like 6 years or so. It's when our home league died out and nobody picked it up. After
Hmm.
those 6 years, I decided that enough is enough, and I started a league in our town, which had uh, about 16 players, I think.
Hmm.
So that was a good start, and we rolled from there. After a couple of years, I think when COVID hit, it killed the league, of course.
Hmm.
But after the COVID, the tournament scene really kicked off.
Hmm.
So we don't really have any active leagues anymore, but we're attending tournaments. So I don't know if that's the step to the right direction, but it feels good.
Yeah, it's definitely like a different world and like to play mostly in a league setting versus playing mostly in a tournament setting. I mean, for EuroBowl, probably pretty good to get in like a lot of tournament games, like just to because like a lot
Oh,
of tournaments are
yeah.
gonna be running the EuroBowl or at least close to the EuroBowl rules like of that year. So.
Mhm.
No, not, but yeah, I do find it that I think, like, if like from a growth perspective of the hobby, I think leagues are a very integral part of
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting it.
Way better. That's probably why we don't see a big growth in Lithuania because we don't really have any active leagues.
Mm,
I'm trying to find somebody to start those
mm,
because I'm quite busy with two tournaments a year in Lithuania and coordinating Euroballs and whatnot.
mm.
So I said, guys, somebody has to take the league.
Yeah, yeah. No, I certainly, you know, having never been a captain, but like it just following from the side. There's a lot of things that go to being the national team captain, and like especially if you stack on top of that like tournament organizer for bigger events, then yeah, you're gonna be and obviously all of the other things that happen in life like on top of that. So it's
Mhm.
it can be quite tough, yeah. But hopefully, if not immediately, then at least maybe you guys will get a very good showing at EuroBowl, and that'll encourage more people to come, and that'll bring in people or like
Oh yeah.
inspire
Uh,
people to take up the league organizer part, if nothing
oh
else.
yeah. Definitely when the Euroball will be in Lithuania in
Mm,
2028, that should
mm, mm.
kick things up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, um, let's talk a little bit about the team formation method for Team Lithuania. Like you mentioned that like you don't really have a league going on at the moment, but you do have apparently like players that are actively like going to tournaments. Is there like was
Yeah.
there like do you have a specific since I assume in Lithuania like the amount of tournaments that you have in country is gonna be fairly small.
Yeah, we have two.
Yeah. So, do like how does that affect like your like the way you form a team? Like, do they like? I assume you're going to be taking into account like how somebody does in in tournaments in other countries as part of the.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we have a system for choosing the team. The first time when we were choosing the team for Warsaw, the Poland
Mm-hmm.
EB, it was a lot of discussion because a lot of people wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I think, the hardest. After that, we came up with a system,
Mm.
which is, well, I mean, it's good for a small amount of people that we have,
Mm.
but in the end, it ends up like who can go,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. But the system is as follows: we have a Lithuanian Cup every year on May. So the top three Lithuanian coaches, because there have been some imposters coming in and winning those. Top three Lithuanians gets the ticket to the team.
Mm.
Then whoever wins a NAF sanctioned tournament elsewhere gets a ticket.
Mm.
And whoever places at top 10 in a NAF tournament that has over 100 players.
Mm.
So that's, and if we don't get the 8 people,
Mm.
those who qualified for the team decide what the others are.
Okay, so it is essentially that you don't have like it's not a stable amount of people. It is like you have the three Lithuanians in your own, but then
Minimum.
after like so you'll have at least three people who are guaranteed a spot, and then you could and like technically you could end up with getting all eight through other like winning or placing well in bigger tournaments other or elsewhere. But if you don't,
Yeah,
then you essentially have like a council, I guess, or like a
yeah,
yeah.
like a voting system of some sort. But I think for the next year for the Poland, we already have 6 players already. So
Okay.
there's a little bit more time for the other 2 guys, but
Yeah, no, that's do you think would you take Eurobowl like do you take Eurobowl sort of accomplishments like from here on out to the future? Like do you take those into account at all?
oh no. Well, not yet at least. If we would have like 16 players that want to be in a team,
Mm.
maybe we should,
Mm.
but I don't think we'll do that in
Mm.
the future yet at least.
Yeah. So essentially, if there's any Lithuanians who are playing in like Euro Open that and they manage to get to top 10, then that's a ticket in, right?
Oh, Euro Open, yeah, for sure. But sadly, we don't have a Euro Open team.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But something perhaps for next year in Poland like that like it's
Oh, that for sure should be. We should. I hope we'll have an Euro Open team there because I
mm,
mean they are capable of coaches, but yeah, but it's so close. I
yeah.
hope we'll have one.
Yeah, I assume yeah, for you guys definitely I mean, Hungary, like Greece is decently far for you guys, and Hungary is essentially a step closer. And now, going to Poland, it's a step closer. So hey, maybe that's a good sign. Maybe it's even like the last step closer in 2020, like the after Poland, the next Euroball. So when it's on home turf.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think with that, we can move on to the next subject, which is the your EuroBowl 2024, like your personal success and as well as the success of the team. I believe you played dwarves then as well,
Yep.
and you got a very solid 2-2-2 record.
Sadly, yes. I was expecting better, but I always say to myself, if I do 50% of wins, that's good for me. So I met that goal at least. And funny enough, it's the same as the team went
Mm,
2-2-2.
yep.
And that was my goal for the team as well. So I think the Greece Euro Bowl was a success for us. At least I count it as success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of, I believe you had. your first round was against Ireland, which you did manage to win,
Yes.
and then you faced off against one of the big boys when it comes to Blood Bowl, and you lost the second round to Spain.
Hmm.
And then third round was your win against the Czech Republic team. And then fourth round you faced off against Portugal, which you lost, I believe. And then
Yeah, it was a really close
mm,
loss, and I honestly would say that was my fault.
mm,
I wasn't really feeling good after the night, and I was able to do a draw, I think, at
mm.
least a draw, but I miscalculated the squares, the rookie mistake, and I
Oh,
was out of step from the touchdown, and
oh,
that draw have meant that we drew.
that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that was I was kicking myself with that.
All right.
And was this is this the matchup, the dwarfs against Amazon?
The that would
I
be
don't remember who I played against.
the hold on. This should be EuroBowl Greece 2020. So your draw you have a draw against Andy Davo, which was against the Welsh.
Yeah, that was the last game.
Yeah, and your first game was a draw 2-2 against Marcus and his Dark Elves.
Yeah,
And then
so the fourth
your second
game was Amazon. Yeah,
yeah the Amazons, yeah, that was 1-0 to
yeah.
Ninja
So
Terror.
and the funny thing is,
Mm,
even though I was out of range from the touchdown,
mm.
I don't know why, but he based my cage in such a way that I could potentially put myself in a touchdown place without even needing any rushes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, and I blitzed with my Troll Slayer that needed to do a 4+ dodge.
Mm,
He managed that.
mm.
And then he needed just 2 pushes for the Amazon lady, but the first roll was double skull.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's heartbreaking.
Mm,
Yeah.
that would have been nice correction for my mistake, but not that day.
Yeah, so sometimes Blood Bowl is not that kind, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
But you did manage to end up essentially going toe to toe with some pretty powerful countries, because in the fifth round you managed to draw against the Netherlands, and then sixth round, as you personally drew against Andy Davo, the team also drew against Wales, which, having talked
Okay,
to
that was the. Uh-huh.
yeah, having interviewed the Welsh captain G Coleman, like, according to him, that draw against you at sixth round was a very bitter draw to the Welsh. So I think they have a little bit of a grudge that they want to settle with you guys.
Okay. Well, we're looking for that. This EuroBowl, and we'll prove them wrong. We'll win this time. And it was a really nice round, actually. I know about 2 games. On the first table was Monkeys versus No Name, I think.
Let's
And
check.
it was leaning towards a draw, but No Name checked with his partners, teammates,
Mm,
and he thought they were winning it easily.
mm.
So he said, "What the hell? Let's play Blood Bowl. Let's go
Mhm.
for the win." And Monkey said, "Gladly."
Yeah, yeah.
And he
No.
showed him. And my game against Andy Davo, first of all, really good coach, top
Mm,
notch coach. So I was devastated by that. Second of all, I think Necromantic is pretty much the worst matchup for dwarves.
mm,
So it was super hard. I was attacking first. I didn't score.
mm,
And second half, he was attacking. And luckily, I don't know for what reason, what was the plan for him, but he picked up the ball with blockless ghoul. uh, and he had the one with the block. So I don't know why he did that.
Hmm.
But I think turn 4 or turn 5, something like that, in my half of the pitch, I was able to blitz him with one dice, and with the reroll, I got both down.
Hmm.
And that was pretty much it for him.
Interesting. Perhaps maybe he was looking at some kind of a handoff play for in on a
Maybe.
future turn. But yeah, seems odd when definitely.
Well, I'm glad that he played that way. That was a
Yeah,
good
I'm
plan.
sure you are. I'm sure you are. Yeah.
I hope that.
Yeah. But as you said, like you kind of already covered it a little bit in that you had your personal goal and you had your personal sort of a goal for the team and you managed to achieve both of them in Athens for Lithuania. So congratulations on that. Like uh,
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear it, and like having talked to a lot, like quite a few of the code, like the captains and vice captains that I've talked to, considered Athens to be a little bit of a disappointment from their like where they ended up, like on
Oh,
the leaderboard. So
well, everybody tries to shoot too high, I think.
hmm.
But if you take your expectations a little bit down, you're always happy.
Some real wisdom there, certainly. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that you seem to be in good spirits. Like you seemed confident in being able to beat the Scottish into getting the like in this year. I assume that this is like because you managed to as a team like sort of achieve your goal in the last one. Like that gave you like that boost of confidence as that like you can play at this sort of very competitive tournament scene that is EUROBOWL.
Oh, yes. Yes, we try. We will try.
Mm. Um. Then let's take a look at the team, and there's not a lot of change from Athens when it comes to the coaches. I believe only
Yeah. Well,
only Silgan, I believe it was at Athens, and he has been replaced by Lukosius.
yes. And actually, Lukosius had to play in Greece as well, but he had a work related thing and he
Ah,
couldn't come.
ah,
And Silgan was his replacement, and Silgan at that time was something around 14 years old.
yeah,
Um, so that's why he played orcs and not me,
mm,
because I was planning on playing orcs, but had to take one for the team and pick
mm,
up the dwarfs.
mm,
But it actually, I think, is a plus for Hungary Euroball, because now for 2 years I've been playing dwarfs,
mm.
so I have a quite good grasp about them right now.
Yeah, and there's definitely like one of the more popular teams to take to Hungary, and certainly with all of the Amazons and the Elven Unions running around, you do want that mighty blow
Oh yeah,
tackle. Yeah. Um. But yeah,
exactly.
yeah, fair enough. Um. Well, I do have to say though, like looking at the Lithuanian, like it kind of bounces up almost instantly that you guys, when it comes to like the meta races that are popular, like pro elves and vampires, and like Amazons, you do not have them. You like
Don't have
you
any.
yeah, like you like I think like necromantic horror and dwarves are well represented. They're one of the top five most popular races going to Hungary, but then like after that, like Skaven is represented only in 15 other teams, so it's like
Oh
half
wow.
half of the teams, and from there on out, it goes like wood elves and humans. I believe there's 12 of them, and then we got high elves. I think there's 7 or 8 of them, and then
Mhm.
then we got the real oddballs, which is weird to say because yes, Underworld Denizens definitely an oddball team in the truest sense of the word, but Dark Elves being only 3 as well, taken like
Yeah,
across all
yeah.
teams is and especially we like Mankis is I think like one of the most well known like Lithuanian team player, like, and he's a
Mhm.
renowned for being a very good dark elf coach, and he's still sticking with it, like, so. But we'll get to it once we
Yep.
get to Mankis and
Okay.
his roster. But it's just something that I think will jump out at like everybody who's looking at this, like, just this list of races that you're bringing.
Yeah, I think Underworld denizens will shadow every other pick. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
will look, oh, what the fuck is that?
But speaking of, we got Dulce or Dulce, however however
Don't,
you
don't,
wish.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
so, something
I
like
don't.
that. And he's gone for the star build, and
Yeah.
Glart is certainly not a bad star to bring into your team.
Yep, I'm a bit afraid of with this list. It's probably the only one I don't really like personally.
Mm,
Uh, but Dolce was playing Underworld a lot this past year.
mm,
I think he was last season in Blood Bowl 3, he was at number 2 at some point
mm.
and was going for number 1. He needed 2 victories. He got one, but sadly didn't go his way the second game.
Uh,
So he's pretty confident with the team.
mm,
He knows how to play it well, especially being with less skills and such, always playing underdog.
mm,
Um, so I think he'll be in his way with this team. Just I'm afraid that other teams might outshine it. But Glart will actually help him out with his first matchup against Dwarves.
mm,
I hope Glart will shine at least at that one single game.
mm. If nothing else,
And
then at least that one. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
and well, the next team is kind of made for one turning, pretty much.
Yeah. And I mean, certainly not a bad thing to build your underworld team towards, like, because again, the stacking the 2 head block on Gutter Runner is like, I guess I would say that if he wanted to really, really, really go for the the one turner, then I would, like, instead of the block of the Gutter Runner, he'd have like either
Like,
sidestep or sprint
yeah,
potentially. But yeah, and like, I mean, for example, the Underworld Thrower, right? It's essentially a Skaven thrower, so it comes with like all of the skills it really needs, like already built in, like, and he's got the 3 rerolls, so he
yeah.
doesn't need the leader there. So and yeah,
And
I guess the Wrestle
worst
clan,
case scenario, you can throw a goblin or a snotling.
yeah, yeah, I like
So
the
there's actually two ways to score.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, no, this is it's gonna be a very, I don't know. Like, I'm very much in the same boat as you, in the sense that, like, I generally don't like rosters that like rely for star players to do the heavy lifting, right? And
Mhm.
I'm not an underworld coach by any means, like, and have never been. Don't really like the team in like how you can, like, how you're supposed to play it essentially. So definitely, this team is gonna be one of those dark horse teams where, like, it can do wildly well, or
Yeah,
it can just
the
crash and
wild
burn.
card.
Yeah.
And he's actually the guy that plays vampires from
Mm.
our team.
Mm.
But he said he had so much more experience with Underworld these days. He's not comfortable picking vamps again.
Yeah.
So he took Underworld.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it is definitely a uh like fair, like, I would say it's a good reason to not have, like, to not pick up vampires, is because EuroBowl is probably one of the most, if not the most competitive, Blood Bowl event in a year, and
Hmm.
there you're going to be facing like high caliber opponents pretty much every time. So if you're not comfortable with the team that you're taking, and even if it's meta wise better, it might just you might even get a worse result than a team that's underpowered maybe, but you're way more comfortable handling.
Yeah,
So
you know what you're doing.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people will have their eyes on Dulce and Dulce, whatever, however you pronounce his name, yeah, like and see what the underworld can bring to the table.
I
Next up,
hope to surprise everybody.
positively or negatively,
Positively, of course.
of course. But yeah, moving on, we have another. We got Flax True coming in with humans. And his humans is it's it's more what you like a standard team, I would say. But
Hmm.
there's one thing that like you know I think a lot of people will raise their
And,
eyebrows at.
yep.
Yeah, the cat.
So Five Two is our guy that actually plays Elven Union.
Mm,
But again, he had more games with humans this year, and he said he's more comfortable with humans to stick with humans.
mm,
And when we were looking at his roster, there was a couple options, of course. So instead of the sure hands catcher, he had sneaky git.
mm,
That's more standard pick, I think. But then when we inspected his play style and how he plays and everything, I don't think he used that skill at all, pretty much.
mm,
And he said, why not sure hands? And he did a couple training games, and it actually was kind of useful. So hopefully it goes well for him, and everybody will understand why he picked sure hands.
mm. Yeah, I mean, I can like theoretically speaking, like I can see how sure hands on the catcher would would help. Like especially if you favor, obviously a lot of people favor the running game over the passing game, even though the human thrower is a pretty good thrower, all things considered. Comes with sure hands, comes with 2+ passing and the pass skill already. But yeah, if you're doing like mostly just running it, then having the catcher with your hands means you have a movement 8 piece to move the ball around, which means that the handoff play to the other catcher become like has a lot more range to get going. So yeah, I can see why you would. Um, Certainly not the choice that I would go for. I mean I'm also not a fan of putting a sneaky git on the catcher because like I find that like very kind of similar to him is that like I find that I'm often just not in a position to really use the skill, right? And obviously
Yeah,
a lot of people say that there's like what like the threat of the sneaky git, like the threat of getting fouled, like that it is worth something for sure, but I don't know. Like I think like I am also one of those people who think that maybe humans can probably do with just having the three rerolls. Like I don't think you need to have the leader, or if you have the leader, then you can get something else for the reroll. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, if he's comfortable with this roster and he's clearly been testing it out to go with it, so like I ain't gonna name-say it, but yeah, definitely again one of those things that like it catches the eye that like I don't think there's any other human catcher that's running with sure hands, so hopefully
yeah. About I've seen any.
mm, but yeah.
But that's a good thing. The Lithuanians are catching the eyes of other countries. That's really good.
It's definitely going to be one of those things, like, especially as you said, if it works out for him in the tournament, like there's going to be Like that's the sort of thing that I think I value a lot in EuroBowl is that any team that comes up against this human team and like they see the catcher with sure hands working, right? Like they might be inspired
Yeah,
to take that to back to their own country, and like maybe whoever plays humans there like will at least try it out, right? Like that's how you get innovation. That's how meta evolves in Blood Bowl.
yeah.
So.
It's like last year, I think France had two assassins in Dark Elf team,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody was like, "That's crazy! What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
But he did very, very good with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Moving on to one of the two top five races popularly taken to EuroBowl this year, we've got dwarves, and taking a look at this, I think this is like this is what I expect a dwarf roster to look like.
Yeah, it's pretty much standard. In my opinion, there could be only one swap. It's instead of wrestle on a runner, you will get another mighty blow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely there's some people who do that. There's some people who instead of having another mighty blow, they like to run both runners with wrestle, like just to have that mobile sort of sweeper in defense. I as a like I'm somebody who would at least consider putting stand firm on the troll slayer because with the frenzy and like with then the stand firm
Mhm.
like you can threaten sidelines very well. Like that's what I like doing in Old World Alliance with my troll slayer. But that's like honestly there is absolutely nothing wrong with this list, and there's like it'll do well, I'm sure.
I hope so. I had some really good luck with this roster, so
Mm-mm.
hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we will see. You're probably especially like in the Switzerland matchup. I think you're gonna be one of those like one of the key matchups in that one.
Yeah. Yeah, against Amazons I don't remember what's the score with Amazons, but it's around 50-50
Mm-hmm.
with War. It all depends if I can defend against those or not, but
Yeah.
luckily my opponent has the block guard, the strength 4 ladies.
Rather than
So that's
two guard.
a little bit easier
Mm.
for dwarfs instead of two guards, but in any other matchup, I think the block guard is better.
Yeah. All right. Yankees. We got Skaven, which is half of the teams going to Eurobowl have been taking Skaven, so not an unpopular, but also compared to like last year and previous years, definitely has fallen a little bit in popularity due to the rule package this time around.
Yeah, and it actually surprised me. I still don't understand why. You still can pretty much take whatever you need to. So I don't know why it wasn't so popular, but
Hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah, no, I
And
think.
Yankee,
Hmm.
uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think there's a couple of races that I think people were too pessimistic about. Like, one of them was Skaven. I think one of them was Lizardmen as well. Like, they like Lizardmen. I don't know about the Dark Elves because like a lot of people were down on the Dark Elves, but like here we have probably one of the best Dark Elf players in the world at the moment, and he's confident in bringing them to Eurobowl. So, but yeah, no, the when it comes to this Skaven roster, like again, it has pretty much everything that a Skaven wants. Like the only switch that I would make is have a tackle on the Mighty Blow Blitzer instead, just because I like having tackle. Like it's saved my bacon to have a single tackle somewhere on the roster so many times.
Yeah, and we were actually discussing about it.
Mm,
But the choice was made in favor of Mighty Blow, because just for the removal factor.
mm, mm,
I mean, tackle is good for sacking the ball, but he has strip ball, he has wrestle,
mm,
so he kind of felt that he has that covered
mm.
and wanted a little bit more of punching power.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean. again, mighty blow is one of those. Mighty blow is one of those skills that it has at least theoretically a chance to like be a factor in any game that you play of Blood Bowl. Versus tackle, like into some matchups, like say Chaos Chosen, there's not going to be any dodge in there, so tackle is just a useless skill at that point. So
Yep. Mighty blow always works.
I mean, a lot of players certainly wish it would, in the sense that it would actually do something, but that's an entirely different story, I guess. So, what can you tell me about Yankees as a coach?
Yeah, he mainly plays Skaven. I don't really remember any tournament that he didn't play Skaven.
Mm-hmm.
Just one comes to mind when we had a tournament when you needed to swap teams with your opponent. That's the
Mm-hmm.
only tournament he didn't play Skaven, but his opponents were playing Skaven.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty confident with them. I don't always agree with his play style, but he generally does good with it. So I guess he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Skaven is again, it's just one of those teams that so long as you have either two gutter runners or a gutter runner and the thrower on the field, like they can still score. So it
Exactly.
like they're a very dangerous team, but they're also one of those teams that's also very prone to just exploding like sometimes. So, but then we have the new addition to the team, Lukosius of
Yeah.
Wood Elves, which
What else?
yeah.
Again, he mostly played those on Fumble.
Mm,
I don't know how many games, but a lot.
mm,
With Wood Elves, sadly, they don't have the best rule set for Wood Elves.
mm,
Uh, but he did pretty well with them before in our tournaments in Fumble League. I think he was at some point number 2 in Black Box.
mm,
So he knows what he's doing with them.
mm,
Again, similar with Yankees, I don't always agree with his play style,
mm,
but you can't get mad at him when he does good, and he
mm.
does good consistently. So
Mm,
I'm just a little bit afraid that he has too little recent experience,
mm,
but he just uploaded a couple screenshots today that he played Fumble and won all of his games
mm,
quite substantially. So I think he's still got it.
mm.
But
Oh, are we experiencing technical difficulties? Certainly sounds like it. Hold on just a moment, everybody. Hopefully it'll solve itself. I am trying to figure this out. Trying to figure this out. Let's see. Oh,
hello.
hello. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know why my phone ended the call.
Huh.
Uh,
All right.
Will you hear me last?
Yeah, you said that like he sent you a screenshot of doing really well on Fumble with the Wood Elf. So,
Yeah, couple last games that he played today.
mm,
So I'm quite confident that he can play them good.
mm,
Uh, and then I don't know if you heard or not, the only gripe that I have with his team is the kick catcher.
yeah,
And that's a very strange pick for me.
mm,
But he had a reason for it, but I'm not sure if it will work in this format because there's a lot of agility teams
mm,
everywhere, and I think kick works worse against agility teams,
mm.
but you never know.
Yeah, yeah. Kick is certainly one of those skills where like a wood elf team will get the most out of it if they're facing off against something slow orcs, black orcs, chaos chosen, Khemri, like, or tomb kings, whatever, like that, dwarves even, right, like just like
Yeah.
and but yeah, there's a fair amount of those, but then there's also a fair amount of teams like undead, humans, elves, Amazons, necro, like, and it just doesn't work when they have those, at least some movement, like high movement pieces, right?
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it kick is not a skill that I very often pick. Like I don't remember the last time I've actually kicked the kick skill, so it's
Yeah. I
and I,
don't even pick it in league games, I think, or very, very rarely.
yeah, like it's one of those, like it's one of those skills where, like, if I'm playing in a league and I random like a normal skill and I get kick, I'm not gonna complain about getting kick. Like it's a nice thing to have, especially on like some random lineman, right? But
Mhm.
but yeah, spending one of your precious skill choices in a tournament like situation on a wood elf team for a kick is, yeah, certainly not a choice that I would be making.
Yeah,
All
me
right,
neither.
and then we get to Mankis and the Dark Elves, which
Yeah,
again
the
only
Chinese
three,
Lithuanian.
yeah, like only three Dark Elves in the entire tournament.
Yep, and that's really strange for me. I mean, of course, it's worse without six blodges,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that bad when you take into account that everybody else doesn't have that as well.
Mm.
And a lot of people are bringing tackle mighty blow, so that blotch it's not saving anybody too much.
Mm.
So it was strange that I knew there will be less of them, but
Mm.
that only three, that's not how I imagined it.
Mm. 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 Yeah, they are.
Uh,
In a way, like Dark Elves have I think for a fair bit, like they've been the most popular elf team, and then suddenly they went to the least popular elf. Like there are more high elves in this tournament than there are Dark Elves, which is, yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange, really strange.
Mm.
And for Mankis, he's a very capable Dark Elf player at the top 10 at least. I think it was a couple of years when I checked, but I'm pretty sure he's still top 10.
Mm.
Uh, and he played, I don't remember which tournament, but he played a tournament with pretty much the exact same roster, and he did pretty well.
Mm.
So he was confident he can do it again.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, again, like you can even by the NAF rating, like 200 and 254 on the average rank for Dark Elf is very impressive. Like there's just not many players of that caliber like around. So yeah, no, if he's confident, then again, I'm one of those where I'm not an elf coach. If I do play elves, I play dark elves. But yeah, I haven't, like, I heard a lot of people be super down on the dark elves in this rule set, and like, I'm sure that Mankiz is very gonna be very eager to prove them wrong, and that, like, yeah, no, it like, if you don't, like, it's just a skill issue if you can't do well with Dark Elves in this tournament. But yeah, no, they I mean, like, looking at this roster, it is like, I do very much appreciate the fact that he has like the guard blitzer, because I have in, like, I've played Dark Elves somewhat in tournament settings, and like, just I've always wanted to have a guard somewhere
Yeah,
that like, and it just gives you that, just a little bit of that extra tool in your disposal, because, like, movement 7, agility 2 plus elf can get that guard to very nice places, all right? So
pretty much everywhere you want to.
yeah, so like that, and especially, like, into matchups, like humans and Amazons and even dwarves. Like just having that one guard as an elf team can be like a saving grace when you need it. So yeah, I'm sure that there's many who are very interested in seeing like how Mankis is going to be doing in this tournament. So very much good luck to him.
Yeah, he'll do good. I have confidence. He'll do good.
Yeah, and from what you told me, he seems to have confidence himself. So all right,
Yeah.
Pirate Bear, which is a great name, by the way. Pirate Bear is just a great name. Um, he's running Necro, which is I believe there's what 24 or something like that of them. I think they were like
Yeah.
the second most popular team going to EUROBOWL. Just checking it now. Yep, 24. So and he's running a bit of an oddball list in my opinion, like because like we've seen lists like this before. We've seen lists where you only have the one werewolf and you stack the skills on a wraith. But I don't think we've seen a mighty blow guard stack. Like most of the time, they've stacked they've stacked mighty blow
Tackle
tackle.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pirate Bear was one of our contenders to play Amazons. He was training with them a lot,
Mm.
and we were thinking he'll pick Amazons. But after, I don't know, a lot of games, he decided he'll stick with Necro this year just because he's more familiar with them.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Uh, feels better with them still than Amazons. And it's less nerve wracking when you have to play with -5 players. So he picked Necro. So it's pretty much standard list except for that Mighty Blow Guard Wraith.
Mm.
And when he gave me the reasons for it, I kind of see it. I kind of get it. Because the only matchup that might be hard with this list would be Amazons,
Mm.
because you don't have any tackle.
Mm.
Anywhere else, the mighty blow helps more than tackle, I think.
Mm.
But with Amazons, you max that you will have is four blotches, right?
Mm.
So you have seven more other players that you can block mighty blow with
Mm.
him. So he just won't focus on those blotches and will take out something else
Mm.
with him. Plus, those four guards will help a lot if he doesn't get Amazons, gets like orcs, Tomb Kings, dwarfs.
Yeah.
Pretty much every other race, the guard is way more valuable.
Mm.
Uh, so you can't really bet on one skill that in 6 games I'll definitely get like 3 Amazons.
Yeah. 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 Fair analysis. Like I can't fault him for it. Certainly not. But yeah, it is interesting to see that in the mix as well. Like, and you can like, Necro is one of those teams where it's sort of very hard to build wrong unless you're trying to build it wrong. But it's still nice to see that like it's like because there's been a couple of times where I've just looked at Necro rosters and it's just like everyone builds like the exact same thing. But even now, like you find there's some people who go for the mighty blow tackle. There's been like a couple of werewolves that have gone block dodge. Like there's variety here to be had certainly. So it's nice to see. But yeah, last but not least, actually before that, we might as well talk about Pirate Bear. Like, where does the name come from? Like, does he have a bear that he has trained as a pirate, or?
Um, well, everybody calls him Beer, just in Lithuanian,
Mm.
because he's a tall guy with a nice beard,
Mm. Mm.
uh, and a little bit chubby, so everybody calls him Beer.
Mm.
Uh, and I think the nickname was taken, so he
Uh,
just picked Pirate Bear.
fair enough.
Not really sure from where the pirate comes in, but
Well, If nothing else, it at least. I mean, I at least hope that he likes rum as a drink because that's apparently the pirates' drink.
Oh yeah, we had some shots before. He definitely likes that one.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, he kind of has to.
Just kind of, yeah. All right. Last but not least, Storas. Again, high elves. High elves. I like. I think people have been sort of like sleeping on them previously. High elves. So the fact that they're now more popular than dark elves, but still like only I think 7 teams taking them, is kind of surprising me. But yeah, no. I mean, this is a very standard roster of high elf. I do like the wrestle tackle like catcher. Like I think it's a great piece for a high elf team to have.
Yeah, movement eight, wrestle tackle. It's a danger.
Yeah.
He can reach pretty much everywhere. And I was really trying to convince him to take Elven Union,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever he sees that armor 8 plus,
Yeah.
he always gags.
Yeah.
So he said, no, 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 no way. And he used to play Dark Elves before,
Mm.
so he took the armor 8 of High Elves. And actually, he's our Lizardman player, mainly Lizardman player.
Mm.
But he said he won't go into a tournament without 6 blocks.
Hmm. Yeah. That seems like a very common comment from the lizardmen coaches, and I'll be honest, I think they're wrong in a way. Like
Yeah, I
like
don't really agree with that as well.
yeah, like I think you like having just 4 blocks is fine. Like you can live with it for God's sakes. Like,
Yeah,
but
for sure. And I mean, you can take two guards, two
yeah,
wrestles. There's a lot of options.
yeah, like you can
Heck,
have a
you can
tackle in
even
there.
take a sidestep on a skink,
Yeah,
and that's a huge as well.
yeah, or sprint for if you really want, the one turning and quick scoring, and like there's yeah, like there's just I don't know why, but I feel like it's just one of those weird things about like Blood Bowl coaches is that like when they've been used to like something for so long, I think they just like when they can't take it, they just get like a shock and they can't deal with
Yeah,
it for some
that's not
reason.
playable. It's impossible, and they just don't give a second glance.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel that lizardmen and dark elves both like suffer from that heavily this year around. But yeah. So what can you tell me about Sora as a high elf coach then? Like if he's a lizard, if he's playing mostly lizardmen, and then like he doesn't like AV, like the other faster but fragile elves.
Yeah, like I said, he played Dark Elves, and
Hmm.
he did pretty good with those. But of course, Monkeys takes Dark Elves,
Yeah.
so he had pretty much the only choice of High Elves. He did a couple of training sessions with those.
Hmm.
He was quite all right.
Hmm.
So I think he won't live up to his potential,
Hmm.
but he'll still do pretty good with those.
Okay.
And he's, I think, the the guy that had the least amount of training games this year. So that might put a wrench in his wheels, but
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll
Hmm.
see.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting to hear that he because like I feel that like an elven play style and a lizardman coach's play style is fairly different to one another. Like sure, like especially if he plays high elves like high elf and like dark elf rather than the faster ones, because like then I can say okay, yeah, you got a bunch of quick moving pieces, and then like lizardmen just trade in strength and get rid of the agility part. Like then I could see it, but the fact that he prefers to play dark elf, which I think is is like the slowest of the elf teams, right? And then he plays
Mm.
lizardmen. Is interesting that like the you know it feels like the two teams just don't really play the same game at all.
Well, I mean, he's a pretty good coach, so you can give any team to him and he'll do good.
Mm.
Mm, but like I said, he's just allergic for that AAV 8 plus.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough. And I mean, as you know, like high elves are just like I think high elves are just one of those teams that they can generally get you a 1-1 draw. Like it's like they are very good at scoring, and like if they're given the opportunity, they can do it twice. But they're also with the increased armor, they're and you know they're less fragile. So you know they're likely not gonna be getting run over. So I think high elf is one of those like if you want to have an elf coach who's aiming for the 1-1 draw, then high elf is probably the most stable of the elf teams to do that with.
Yeah, it's easy to score with elves.
Mm.
So yeah, hopefully at least he'll get all draws.
Yeah. All right. I think with that we can actually get a new topic compared to all of the other interviews this year, because the first round draw did happen, and Andy Davo and Matt Time Bandit took a look at things, and their comments on the Lithuania Switzerland rumble was it's quite tricky apparently. Like they didn't really like go one side or the other when it comes to when it comes to who to
Yeah,
declare as a winner.
that's good to hear. That's very good to hear that they think so.
mm,
Switzerland is one of the powerhouses, I think. So yeah, we are expecting a hard match here from day one,
mm,
but I think that's a good thing to kick off the tournament with.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, our spirits might be sky high after first game, or it will be. I mean, it's Switzerland. We can't sweat too much about losing to them.
Mm-hmm. Certainly true. So taking a little bit of a like look at these. So they are running an undead roster, a lizardman roster, dwarf roster, necromantic, elven union, skaven, slun, and Amazon. And I mean, the slun is. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's an oddball. I don't think any of my teammates have ever played against Slan,
mm,
so that might be tricky, especially for Yankees that I don't think has any games against those.
mm, mm.
Uh, but I mean, we'll have couple days to teach him how to do that, so hopefully he'll learn.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's on top of that, it's a strange roster for me at least.
Mm,
No Croxagore, the Blitzer with Wrestle Strip Ball. It's kind of funky,
mm.
uh, but he has four real rolls for those 3+ sleeps.
Yeah. And you know the apothecary is also in the pocket, because you know this lineup definitely looks like it relies on the blitzer and the three catchers to do all of the heavy lifting, as you said, like with no
Yeah,
Croxic no. But
yeah, 2+ sleep with the guard, and then two dice on the ball with Wrestle Strip Ball, and then you have two recovery guys. So
yeah,
that's pretty strong
no.
until you hit your hands.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, if there's a team, I can't think of a team that likes that like whoever plays Slun has to like rolling a lot of dice. Like I don't think there is a team that rolls more dice than the Slun do. Like just
Well,
because, like when you like, yeah,
Vampire, for sure.
I mean, yeah, vampires. I guess like every time, but like that's the thing is that like with vampires, you like a lot of vampire coaches sort of try not to unnecessarily right like activate the vampires, and then like they don't always do hypnotic gaze as well. But yeah, they're definitely up there as well. But yeah, it's I have not like I remember like way back in like some years ago, like in Blood Bowl 2 when they were called Kislev Circus. Like I matched up against
Um,
a couple of those like randomly on occasion, but like other than that, I have no real like experience fighting against Slan either. But they've always like it's definitely one of those teams where like if they get like slightly better than average dice, and the player using them is
then they can do very well.
yeah, like they can. I mean, they can jump all over you. Is what I'd say.
So,
Yeah. But yeah, looking at the just like the ratings on these players, like they have some very highly rated players as well, like Jokero on the dwarves and Grosnan on the lizardmen are, and this is it's a slight difference to your dwarf roster here.
yeah, yeah, I don't really like the leader on runner.
Hmm.
I mean, dwarves are pretty good with two rerolls. If I like, if there was a tournament where I would need to lose a reroll and still play with the same roster, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
The two rerolls is way enough.
Hmm. Yeah.
So instead of either wrestle would have been fine or another mighty blow would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be my choice as well over the other one because again, like for I'm just thinking like a human team, you like having rerolls because like you're doing sometimes you have to do a bunch of 3+ dodges, right? As dwarves, you don't
Mhm.
really do that quite like at definitely not that much, and then uh like as humans like not all of your pieces have block, so you're gonna potentially need a reroll on the blocking as well, and then you want to have more rerolls. But then as dwarves like almost everyone has block, so like yeah, no, I agree. The leader seems I mean, it's nice to have 3 rerolls, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those where like dwarves is one of those teams that I think can do just fine with 2. Like it's similar to
Yeah,
elves in that way.
yeah, and you really are like losing a skill for pretty much a pocket tech.
Mm,
The doctor. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's good to have one, but you have two runners,
yeah,
so that's kind of safe. You have four guards. You have mighty blows. You won't go to KO so much
yeah,
because of the fixed skull. And so, where will you use it realistically?
yeah, yeah,
Maybe a couple times in the tournament. I just don't think it's worth it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see that certainly. And then let's take a look at Grosstein a little bit as well. He's a lizardman coach. He's gone for 2 guards. He's got a chameleon skink, other less normal skinks, 2 rerolls, Croxigore. This is an entirely fine lizardman roster. Why are people not running this? Like again, especially in the like because a lot of people I think were like think that this like rule set would bring out more bash teams, and in a way it has because like Chaos Chosen are like there's like 12 of them running around, and that's fairly like unique, I
Yeah, but
think.
they give a lot of skills for them, so I
Yeah.
think that's why.
Yeah, but like that's the thing is that like okay, if there's gonna be a bunch of Chaos Chosen running around, Lizardmen have a very good matchup to Chaos Chosen, even if they get a fair amount of skills, because like you still outstrength them, and you like Skinks are just a very like they're fast moving guys who can just dodge through them with the stunty. So it's like I feel that Lizardmen have a very good matchup into a lot of the sort of more brawly teams out there, like Dwarves and Chaos Chosen and Necro and Undead, for example.
Mhm.
So I yeah.
Yeah, And this is pretty much the roster I would take if I would be playing Lizardman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I.
Just instead of two blocks, two guards is very, very good. You can push out the position and move the guard where you need to,
Mm,
and that's enough. I mean, if opponent lets you block with all six Sauruses in a turn,
mm.
he's doing something wrong, and you don't need those six blocks.
Yeah, yeah. Is it like yeah? Very, very true. Like, and at what point is there ever going to be a time where all four of your blocks, like, if all four of your block sources are in the wrong place, so you can't do like a blitz with them, then that's on you. I feel really as a coach, like you've mispositioned pretty hard, or something really,
Yeah,
really ridiculous. Like the your opponent has just dodged through like shitloads of tackle zones and gotten to run away with a gutter runner, and at that point, like what could you even do anyway?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, is there any matchup in particular like that you like? I already said that I think your matchup in against Switzerland is gonna be one of those key matchups for the team. But is there any matchup in particular that you think you should highlight as a sort of very important for Team Lithuania?
Let me open the matchups. So, oh, my guys are chatting too much. Uh, okay, let's see. So, I mean, the worst matchup I think is the Underworld against Dwarfs.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards a loose there,
Yeah.
unless the Glart will shine. Then the key game I think will be Yankis and Pilepoil
Mm.
with Slan.
Mm.
Because Yankis doesn't really have experience against Slan, so that could go either way. Um then Storas against Skaven. Cosmos Skaven. I mean, he knows how to play against Skaven.
Mm.
It's just, can you open the Skaven? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mighty Blow, Universal Stream. Well, it's
It,
pretty
it is
much
the same
standard.
roster. Yeah.
Pretty much standard. So if they want one turn, I think he can draw easily.
Mm. Mm.
And then it all depends which whoever rolls the snake eyes in the worst moment.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Uh, then you have me against Amazons. Yeah, I think I think I can score
Mm.
with dwarfs. The big question will be if I'll be able to stop them
Mm. Mm.
from scoring. And looks like Siggy is a pretty good coach with that rating.
Mm.
So it might be tough. The only thing that I'm glad that he has only one guard, so that helps a lot for me,
Mm. Mm.
and only three rerolls. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
Mm.
It's everybody thinks that Amazon is so bad against dwarfs, but it's I would say it's 50-50 because the speed, the jump up, the hit and run,
Mm.
the defensive, they really have all the tools to cancel everything.
Mm.
It just depends if they'll do those dodges without a reroll and if I'll be able to roll more than seven.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, then we have Dark Elves against Lizardmen. That might be a tough matchup just because Lizardman has those two guards.
Yeah.
If it would have been the standard Lizardman roster with six blocks, I would definitely give it to Monkeys.
Mm.
With two guards, it might be tough, but again, Monkeys is a very, very good coach, so he should be able to handle that.
Mm. And I mean, Dark Elves, I feel like are because they have the four block blitzers. Like they're fairly good at hunting down the skinks, right? So I would say like yeah, it's gonna be an interesting matchup for sure. Especially like with both of them having such high ratings, like it is definitely gonna be a one of those uh very good coach versus like a very good coach where one
Yeah.
mistake can like upset the game essentially.
Yep. Yep. I'll try to play my game super fast so I could see every other
Mm
matchup. Then we have a necromantic mirror match.
mm
I played a couple games with Necro,
mm.
but it's not really my team of choice. It's and especially when it's a mirror match, it's eh, not interesting. But I think our roster has a slight advantage because he doesn't have tackle. He has four guards,
Yep.
so it's four guards against three guards.
True. However, I would counter with the fact that he has two werewolves and you do not, and that
Yeah,
can
but
that
he
can
can
be a
only blister one of those.
mm, yeah. It's gonna be very interesting. I feel that much. Like both teams are better on defense, but I think your Necro team is has the edge when it comes, especially when it comes to defense. Versus with
Yeah,
the two wolves, like he's got that extra edge in speed. So yeah,
yep, exactly. And let's see. Then we have Wood Elves against Shambling Undead.
yep.
Uh, so Neon Lord. Didn't heard about him, but rating is kind of high.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume he's a good coach. And this is hopefully the matchup where the kick hits in and he can kick the ball further away and just run around with
Yep.
his elves and catch those ghouls.
Yep.
Because I mean, Shambling on that only has like three fast players, and if they speed off, elves can surround them easily.
Yep.
So it's essentially a game of catch, and Wood Elves has a slight advantage over that.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and last but not least, humans against Elven Union. Uh, Elven Union. Let's see.
He's got a guard dodge blitzer, and that with the sidestep built in and the block, that's gonna be painful to try and deal with. But the human team does have the perfect thing against like Elven Union.
Yep,
Mighty
he
blow
has
tackle
four,
blitzer.
four guns and Mighty Blow Tackle Blitzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this matchup, I would give advantage to our guy.
Yep.
I think like, how many? 12 players,
Yep.
one apple.
Yep.
Yeah, well, at least he has 12 players, but again, I think humans should have a slight advantage over this.
Yep.
Oh, but he has two throwers. Well, it will be interesting match, but for Elven Union, I really like the roster with Blotch and Diving Tackle Blitzer.
Mm.
Uh, I think that one is a little bit more useful,
Mm.
but that's on defense. Guard is might be a little bit better on offense, so we'll
Yep.
see how that goes.
Yep. But yeah, I do think that humans are like they're I think Andy said so I think as well is that like humans is one of those teams that's is I think most people consider favored into Elven Union because they have that tackle mighty blow blitzer and they have the three mobile guard with their own blitzers, right? So they can get that guard anywhere they need and they aren't that slow compared, right? So yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, the speed is pretty much equal.
Mm, but yeah,
They have
no,
what blitzers, I think, movement 7 and catchers movement 7, no?
no. Catchers are movement 8.
Eight.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They
okay.
are they
Well,
are
slightly fast.
which is one of those things where like I'm really surprised that we haven't seen more Pro Elf rosters that have all 4 catchers, because you can have up to 4 catchers and they're strength 3, unlike say Wood Elf catchers, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised that there aren't many more than most people seem to go for 3, which I find a little odd maybe. But hey, not an elf coach, so what do I know? But yeah. So overall, what's your read? I mean, obviously you're aiming for the win, and as you said, like because it's Switzerland who's known to be very very good as a team. Like you won't sweat it when it comes to when it comes to if you lose the round. But
And there's a little bit more at stake because they wanted to fight for the hosting rights as
mm,
well.
mm,
But sadly, they didn't meet the requirement because to be able to fight for hosting rights, max you can have 2 freebooters, and they
yeah,
have 3.
yeah.
So they didn't allow them to fight for it. So it's just if we'll lose for them, they could say, "Oh, we deserve the hosting rights." But if
mm,
we'll win, we'll just prove everybody that we won it fair and square.
mm, mm. So a
So
little bit
yeah,
of
but
a
looking at
mm.
pairings, let's see. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would give us like 4.5 wins.
Which is what you might end up needing. Yeah.
Yeah. So just uh, hopefully we're slightly better than them.
Mm.
So that's more than enough. We were not looking to be 8 wins. Just slightly better than them, and that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is what counts. Um.
Yeah, but I'll be pretty happy with the draw as well.
Mm. Fair enough. And last but not least, is there any team in particular that you're looking to be looking to be facing the Zero Ball? Like any rivalries that you managed to make the last time around?
Oh, we don't have any enemies, any rivalry, but there's 2 teams that I would love to play against.
Mm.
So the first one would be France,
Mm.
just to measure our playing styles against those, to see how they play. That they're really strong team. At least everybody's talking like that.
Mm.
And they won last one EuroBowl. I think they won uh, more than once
Yeah,
the EuroBowl.
they have multiple wins. I yeah.
So that would be very very interesting, at least for me.
Mm.
And the next team that I want to play is, of course, Scotland.
Yeah.
We have the face off for the rights to have EuroBowl 2028.
Yeah.
And I think this EuroBowl 2028 is really good because you actually get 3 years for setting everything up instead of 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's an added bonus.
Yeah. Certainly. I
So
mean,
those 2 teams pretty much that we would like to play, and then maybe I forgot, was it Portugal or Spain? Well, whichever I lost because I didn't feel well the next day. I
mm.
would like a rematch for that one.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I think I did say it in with the Scottish captain who I had on an interview, is that like, well, it would certainly be like an epic sort of story if it came down to a Scotland versus Lithuania, like at in the last 6th round, and
Yeah,
whoever wins it like gets the hosting rights. Is
that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would certainly be something that everyone would remember, I think. But thank you for being here and coming. I know busy time for everyone going to Eurobowl and travel and we ended up going a little later than than we anticipated at first time, but you managed to hang in there.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I really appreciate that you invited me. I think it's a really nice thing you're doing here. It's really good for community. Everybody could listen for this, see how everybody thinks. It's a really God's work, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, as I've said before, I just like talking about Blood Bowl, so and figured, hey, hopefully some other people like listening to people talking about Blood Bowl, and it seems like there's at least some people who do. So always happy to have more teams and more captains coming in and giving their perspectives on the meta and the rosters they bring and all of the, Euro Bowl and all that. It's always interesting. Is there any event that you would like to in Lithuania that you would like to promote here?
Oh, yeah, we have two tournaments each year, November and May. November, it's called Lit Bowl. It's a little bit more relaxed. First few editions were a bit crazy, but then we talked with my teammates and everything. We decided to make it a little bit more standard, not too crazy, because we only have two tournaments in Lithuania, and most of guys prefer the like EuroBowl style tournaments.
Mm-mm.
So we water it down a little bit, but it's still good. You can pretty much take any inducement you want except a giant and playing cards. Mega stars are still banned, so not that crazy. And yeah, we like to keep it simple for little, and I try to make it as cheap as possible. So like not a lot of prizes to go around. So that's football, and then on May we have the main event, Lithuanian Cup.
Mm.
Last year we had a nice number of 30 coaches,
Mm.
so I really loved that. Um, and that's pretty much a tournament with EuroBowl rules for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Plain and simple. It's in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, and next year, the 2026, it will be somewhere in the first 2 weeks of May.
Mm.
We didn't decide yet which date it will be. We'll decide it in Budapest, but it will be in early May
Mm-hmm.
sometime. So yeah, we had a really good time this year in Lithuanian Cup. A lot of players. We had an event in the city. There's this legendary bar in Vilnius, and it celebrated 30th, I think 30th birthday or
Mm-hmm.
something close to that.
Mm.
And the streets were closed, and there was a arena and a live performance, so it was noisy.
Mm.
There were a lot of people, and I think the guests liked that. We had the legendary Beer come to a tournament,
Nice.
and he faced off with our Lithuanian Beer. They nicknamed him Lithuanian Beer, but whoever won will leave that for the legends.
Mm-mm.
But come to Lithuania and find out.
All right.
So yeah, it's generally more competitive,
Mm.
but more players come in, and we'll have a really nice tournament there.
Yeah, and I mean, well, any tournament that Bear is gonna be going to is. I mean, if it gets the stamp of approval from Bear, then it's gonna be an all right tournament if nothing else. So,
Exactly.
yeah. All right. Unless you have any final words that you'd want to say, any final wishes, anything like that.
Yeah, well, I think I covered everything. And again, thank you very much for hosting this. Thank you
Mm.
for inviting us. Best of luck to everybody except Switzerland, at least for the first round.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you all, guys, and let's enjoy Budapest.
Yeah. And as thank you everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you'll be here for the next one. I have not yet put anything on the schedule on whether, because like there's a couple of captains that I'm still talking to on whether or not we'll be able to get them like on the line from probably from Budapest to see if we can get those interviews out. But for now, this is going to be the final interview. So hope you enjoyed them, and I'm certainly planning to do these interviews next year as well for Poland. So hopefully there's more people interested in seeing those when the time comes. As I always say, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, whatever happens to be the time of day for you. Have a good one.